Yeah. So in this session, we will start with a new module, which is Python GUI library. Like how we can create a GUI application with the help of Python. So first, let
Yes.
me show you like what kind of application we can create. So let me show you an example. See, these types of GUI application we can. This is very simple. Okay, we will going to make a more complex application with the help of GUI. Okay.
Mhm.
Now the library which we are going to use is Kinter here. Okay. Kinter is a library for GUI application. We have some libraries like we have Kinter, we have Turtle. Turtle is mainly for the like animation. We will discuss that in the next class. But Kinter is mainly for creating the GUI application with the help of this library. Okay. Apart from Kinter, we have one more GUI which is like automatic, which is known as PyAuto GUI. With the help of PyAuto GUI, you can like automate your GUI applications. That is a different part. Okay. So mainly we will going to discuss Kinter.
Okay.
So Kinter is a library. So we have to install the Kinter. So how we can install? First, you can open your CMD, and from here we can install pip install
So
Kinter.
let me try that. Pip install.
One second. I think the name has changed. So let me check for the Kinter. Hmm. Is it TK? I think. Yeah. Pip installed TK. This one.
Pip install TK.
Yeah, TK. TK for Kinter.
Mhm. There we go, teacher.
Okay. So you can install this pip installed TK. Now, next here, let me mention this here. Pip install TK. So you have to run this command in your CMD. Okay. So let's say enter. So we have this file, Kinter module practice, and in the CMD, you can simply install pip install TK. Then you can just restart your VS Code. After that, let's start with the TK. So most of the program we have done till now are the test-based programming. Like we have done the CLI version of programming. We are just running the code and then with the CLI, and then we are like selecting any option from the CLI from the command line, and then we are executing a program. But now we are going to create a GUI application. So Python provides several different options for writing GUI based programs. Some are Kinter. Kinter is like most popular and it is easy to use. So it is the easiest to start with. Kinter in Python, standard GUI, which is graphical user interface package. It is most commonly used toolkit for GUI programming in Python. Then we have also Jython, which is Java plus Python, Jython. Then we have WX Python. So we mainly use the Kinter. It is like a separate library for Python and which is we can create GUI application. Then how we can use Kinter? See, in the Kinter we have wickets. So it is a standard GUI toolkit for Python, and this is person who wrote it. And then we have this TK binding and so on, some information. See, these are the components of the Kinter library. Like we have buttons, we have canvas, we have combo box, we have frame, we have entry, label, box, and so on. Like menu bar, scroll bar, buttons, message, and so on. We have many things in the Kinter. So we will cover the important components of the Kinter. So these are the widgets of the Kinter. Like we have button, canvas, check button, entry, frame, label, list box, and so on. Okay, so we will study these one by one, like how to create it. So first we will start creating a GUI application with the help of Kinter, a very simple application. So how to create it? We have to follow some steps. First step is we have to import the module Kinter. Okay. Second is we have to build a GUI application as a window. So we have to create a window. Then we have to add some components in the window, and then we have to run a main loop. Okay, so let me show you how we can do it. First, we have to import the Kinter. How we can import? We can use from Kinter import everything. This sign is for everything. Okay, this sign that we are importing everything from the Kinter. Then we have to create a window. So this is step number one, importing
Mhm.
everything from Kinter library. Then second is we have to create an application window, the main window where we will put all our items. So we will going to create, we can use top. Let's say my window name is top equal TK. So this is my main window. Okay, this is TK. So now you can think this top is a kind of a reference variable. TK is a class here. In the Kinter, we have some maybe some class TK inside, and we are putting this TK class inside top. So TKs are kind of a, we can think of a class. Okay, so this particular line will help us to create a window. So which is creating the application main window. Okay, if I run this one, you will see no output here.
Mhm.
Okay, why? Because we are creating window. Now we have to display the window forever until we press the cross button. For example, in the VS Code, we have this window here, this window. In this window, we are writing something. Okay, we are writing something. We are like using this code, VS Code here, and so on. So this is a window here. Same as we can create a window of Kinter. So here we have to run a loop here, which is top dot main loop like this. So this is for entering the event main loop. Okay, so if I run this one, you will notice a window. See, this is a window. This one.
Mm.
This is not, yeah, this is a window. Okay, now you can see we can full screen this window. We can expand or we can collapse. We can minimize it or we can cross it. Okay, if I run again, you will notice window, this window. This window
Mhm.
is coming from this three lines of code. Okay, so this window is coming exactly from line number 4 and 5. Line number 4 created the window and line number 5 is running the window. Okay, now you can see this window will not vanish. Like this window will forever until you press the cross button. And you can see your code is still running here. The code is running. So when you press cross button, then your window will exit. See, okay, now your window is exit and your code is stop running. So this is three line of code for creating a application window. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now, then we have to put items. Now, how we can place items or we can say components like button, entry, button, and some like maybe some test data and so on in the window. So we have three types of geometry here in the window. Like how we can place items. So we can place item with the help of three parts: pack, grid, place. Now, what is the difference in pack, grid, and place? See, pack will put your application in the, see, let's say we have this window here in the printer, we have this window here. So pack method will divide your this window in four parts. Okay, which is left, right, top, and bottom like this. Four parts. You can think, let's say you wanted to put a button. So now you have to provide a position where you wanted to put a button in the top, okay, in the top position or in the left part, in the right part, or on the bottom or in the center. So this is like tag method. We have to put, we are assuming the window is a box and we are putting the items in the box and we are providing a position like left, right, up, down, which is top and bottom and center. Okay, that is a kind of a block. So you can see the pack method is used to organize widgets in a block. The positions widgets added to the Python application using the pack method and can be controlled by using the various options. Now, what kind of options we have? See, let's take an example. Okay, let's say I just wanted to put a button for now. Okay, we will see how we can create a button later, but for now, I'm just giving an example. So now, let's say first we will import, I'm going to import this printer on top only. Okay, yeah. Now, after importing, we will create again a window. So let's say window name is top equal tk. Okay, and then we will going to run a main loop, which is top dot main loop. Now, whatever code is come, it will come between these two lines. Okay, then let's say I just wanted to put a button. So let's say a red button. Okay, so I will create a variable with a red button, and then I will use a button components here, and then where we wanted to put a button. I just want to put a button inside a window. Okay, so I will put a top name. Top is my window. Top is my main window. So I will put here top. Why top? Because I wanted to put my button on top of this window, inside this window. So that is why I'm mentioning this top. Top is my window name. Okay. Then let's say I just wanted to display a test here in on the button that is let's say button. Test is button. You can put any test like hello or submit, login, and so on. Then we can provide a color. Let's say I just wanted to provide a foreground color, red. Okay. So this is my simple button. Now let's say, now without, see, if I run this window, you will see no button here. Why? There's no button. Because after creating button, we have to pack it. We have to pick a position for the button so that we can put in the window. So now we have to pick a position. And that position is, we have to recall red button dot pack. We have to pack the button, like we have to actually put the button on the inside the window. This is creating a button. This line is for creating the button. And this line is for actually putting the button. Okay, this is actually putting the, or we can say placing the button inside the main window. And which is your main window? This part. This part. This is my main window. Okay, so we have to pack it. Now, what kind of position you wanted to provide, like where you wanted to put your button. So I wanted to put my button, let's say on left side. So I will put left here. So this is my left side. So now if I run this one, you will notice a button here. See, a small button, a very small button. Um, come on, move.
Optimize, yeah.
Anyways, so we have this window. Okay, we have this window here, and here you can see a button here. This button. This is left on left side. So if I click on this button, I can click, but nothing will happen. And here you
Mm-hmm.
can see this foreground color is red. Foreground color means the test color. You can see the test color is red color. Okay. You can also provide a background color like you can give here, comma, background color. Okay. Let's say background color is black. Okay. Now if I restart, you can see We have this
Mm.
button with the background color black and foreground color red. Okay, so this is my window. So now you can see with the without pack, you cannot actually put your elements inside a window. So pack is one method. You can provide a side, left, right, center, and so on. So let's create another button. So let's say we have another button, green button. Okay, we will create a button object like a class, we will call it. And then here we will put a top here. I want to put my button on top, like on inside this window. So top is my window name. Okay, then here this test. Let's say second. Let's pick a foreground color. Let's say yellow. And let's pick a background color. Let's say red
Yeah.
or okay, let's red. Okay, now this is creating. Now we have to put the button on top of the window. So now we have to put green button dot pack side. Now here I just wanted to choose right. Okay, right. So if I run this one, you will notice button on right. Okay, the second button. This is my second button on right side. Okay, this is the first button, second button, which is you can see the background color is red and foreground color is yellow. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So this is pack method, but pack method we hardly use because it is not efficient. It will not place our elements or it is not providing many options of placing elements. So what we will going to use next is grid method. What is grid method? So let's say this is your window and this grid method will divide your window in the rows and columns. In the specifies rows and columns. For example, these are rows. These are rows and sorry, these are columns and these are rows. So it will divide a window in rows and columns. Now you can put items here, you can put item here, here, and so on. So mainly we use grid method. It is a most efficient method of putting the elements. Okay, so how to use it? Again, it is simple. We have many elements in the grid method. So let's see some of the elements. So let me mention here. This is pack method. Now this is grid method. Okay, again we will start by creating a window for the grid. Okay, let's see top equal tk, and then we will run a main loop, which is top dot main loop. Okay, now we have to put the code in the between of these lines. So first we will, let's say I just wanted to create a login page. Okay, I wanted to put a entry, a label, which is a username and a password. So let's say I will put a name here, where I will ask for the name of the username of the user. So let's say that we can put with the help of label. Now where we wanted to put label inside top. Top is my main window. Then the test I wanted to provide is name. Okay. Now, then this is creating your uh, element. Now we have to put it, we have to place it inside the top. So now here I can use dot grid. Okay, now here we have to specify the row and column. So let's say I just wanted to put this in the first place. Okay, like at first. So I will put row equal 0 and column equal 0. Okay, so if I run this one, you will notice, see, a name here. Here
Mm-hmm.
you can notice a name here. We have this name. Now this name is at row, first 0 row and 0 column. Why 0 row? See, if we have these columns and we have these rows, so we are putting here at this place, our name, which is this one. Okay, now let's put some other part. Okay, now let's put a entry here. Now, what is entry? Entry is a place where you put something. For example, let's say we have this facebook.com. Okay, now inside this you can notice this we don't have any name here. See this one, this particular part is known as label, the label here, and this part is known as entry here, entry, where we are actually putting our username and password. So these are known as entry where we will put our username. So let's say we can put here a entry here, which is E1 for first entry. Here we will call entry, entry, and then where we wanted to put entry inside the window. Okay, that's it. And then where we wanted to place the entry. So here I will use grid and then I will use row. Let's say I just wanted to put entry at row number 0 and column number 1. Column number 1. Okay. So now if I run this one, you will notice, see this one here.
Yeah.
This
How
is
can we
your name,
teacher, how can we big that up the window, huh?
window size. Yeah, we will see that later. Okay. So you can see this is a name here and this is the
Mhm.
entry here where we can put our name. So let's
Okay.
say
Yeah.
if I put my name, this is my name and this is the name is a label here and this is the entry where we can put our name. Okay, we
Mhm.
can full screen this window. You see, we can full
Okay.
screen, but we will see how we can just resize the window size. Okay, same as we can put E2. E2 for, sorry, password. The password is my second label. So I will put a label here. Same, we can copy this line. Yeah. Now I want the test to be password. This is my label. Now where I want the password? I want password at row number 1 and column number 0. Okay. Same as I want the entry number second, which is for the password. So I will copy this line and this one. And here we can put where we wanted to put the password entry. For example, we have this name here and we have this entry here. We have this password here and then we want the entry here. So name is at row number 0. Okay, you can think of like this. We have this name and this entry here where we can put the name. Same as we have this password and then we have this entry here. Now divide them in a row and column like this. Like this. Okay, now you can see this is row number 0. This part is row number 0 and column number 0 because this is the first see which is row and which is column. This part is known as row, these part are row. Okay, means this part, the entire part is a row and this entire part is a column like this. These are columns. Okay, like horizontal is row and verticals are column. So now you can
Got it.
see this is row number 0. Okay, and this is row number 1. Okay, like this is row number 0 and this is row number 1. And same as this is column number 0 and column number 1. So now we are putting this name at row number 0 and sorry, row number 0 and column number 0. That is what I put here. Row number 0 and column number 0. The name here. Same as I wanted to put the entry. So you can see the entry is row number 0 and column number 1. Why? Because see, we have this 0 and 1 row this part is column number 0, sorry, row number 0 but column number 1 because we want the entry in front of the name. That is what I am putting row number 0 and column number 1, this part. Okay, this part here. Same as I want password. So password is at row number 1 and column number 0. You can see row number 1 and column number 0. Now I want this part, the entry part of password at row number 1 and column number 1 here. So you can see here we have to put row number 1 and column number 1. So if I run this part, you will notice the username and password.
Mhm.
Okay, see, we have this name here, and we have this password here, and we have this entry here. Okay, so think like they are like rows and columns, and they are like unlimited rows and unlimited columns. And when you keep on filling the elements, these spaces will acquired by your elements here.
Mhm.
So your name, okay, this is your name, is at row number 0, okay, row number 0 and column number 0. But this entry is at row number 0, but column number 1 here. Okay, because how we can define rows and columns? We have this one, and these are. So these are my row, these are my row, and these are my columns, this part. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so it is very important, the grid method, because later on we are going to follow this mechanism only for putting the elements. Okay, so make sure this row and column concept is clear. The
Mhm.
last method for placing your elements is the place method. Now, how this place method work? This place method works on the basis of the x and y coordinates. Okay, you can think of your window as a graph here. In the graph, we have x-axis. In the here we have y-axis. So let's say you wanted to put your name. So here, this is your name here. So this is your name here, your entry here. So you have to provide the x or like x coordinate and the y coordinate, like the numbers here. This number is 1 and this number is, let's say, 5. So 1 comma 5, your coordinates here. Okay, from here to here. So here you are putting your element. So this is again we will not going to use in the sessions, but it is important. So how we can use it? See, let's see the example. Here we have to provide the x coordinates and y coordinates. Let's say, let me, so this is place method. So again, we will create a window equal tk, and then we will run a main loop, top dot main loop, like this. Okay, now here we will define a geometry, which is the size of the window. So that we can put top dot geometry, and then let's say my size should be 400 multiplied by 250, like this. So if I show you, now your window size will increase. See, your window size is increased. If I again, let's say I increase the size 800 by
Mhm.
450. Okay, 800 is your 800 is your width, and 250 is, oh, that 400 is your height.
Mhm.
So you can see the size has been increased. So this is how we can increase the size of the window.
Geometry.
Then next we have, again we will put a name, email and password, and we will put entry for those. So first we will put name, label, it is a label here. Where we wanted to put label? Inside top. Top is my window name, my main window name. Here I want to put a test. Test is name here. Okay, simple. Now where I wanted to place this name. So I will use a place here where I wanted to place. So I can place, I have to provide a x coordinate and y coordinate. So let's say I just provide a random number, any, just a second.
Oh no.
Yeah. So for, let's say I can provide some number here, let's say 10 for the x coordinate, and
Mhm.
let's say for the y coordinate I can provide 40. Okay, now let's see where these elements are coming. So first I will run this one. Okay, now you can notice this name. This name is coming here. So the
Mhm.
x coordinate is 10 and y coordinate is 50. So if I, sorry, 40. See, if I increase the size, see, increase the x here, let's say 80 here. Okay, now you can notice it is shifted towards right. See, it is shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we can provide the x coordinate, let's say 30. Okay, 30 is okay here. And or let's say for now we can put 20 and 40. 40 is a, see, if I run this one, 40 is from the top, this length. This is y coordinate. We
Mm-hmm.
have this much of space because of 40 here. And we have this much of space, this little space before name. This is because of x here. Okay, this is x here and this is y here. So what I can do, I can just decrease the space of y because there's lots of space at top. So I can put here, I can just decrease to 30. Okay, now we are good. Now, then I will create a label for email. Okay, where we will take email as a email from the user, which is label, where we want to put top, and then here the text is equal label, and then we can place it on top of, let's say, now we want name, sorry, email after name. So I will use a x coordinate, double the size of 20, okay, which is let's say 40, comma, y equal, y should be 30 only, okay, because I just want, no, y should be, let's run it first, okay, to see it. See, label is coming on top of name. Okay, so what I put, I can, sorry, I have to put here email first. Yeah, so I have to double the size, which is here I have to put 60 here because it's, if I run this one, you can see now email is coming here
Mm-hmm.
under the name, but we have to shift the email towards left. Okay, so we have to decrease the x size. What is x here?
Make it
20. We have to
20.
put 20 here because we want the email under email name only. And we have just increased the size of, double the size of y here. Because see, if I put 30 here, so the email will come on top of name here. It will come on top of name. See, now email is coming and name is hidden here. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why I provided double size for the y. Okay, because we are starting from the top here. We are starting from top. So first we have this name here. Okay, we have this name. We have this name here, and we want email after name here. This one. So the name sizes, the position of name is x20 and y30 from here.
Mm-hmm.
So we want x20 only because we want this position only from as a row. But from the upper side, we want 60. Okay, means double of name here, because if I put 30 here, we will this email will come on top of name here, so name will hidden, so that is why. Okay, same as if I wanted to put a password equal a label for the password, let's say we want on top and test should be password. Now where I wanted to place it, so we can put place. Now x coordinate again 20, but y should be 90.
Mm-hmm.
Double the size of the email. So if I run this one, you will notice name, email, and password in line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we can start putting a entry here for the name, email, and password. So E1 for the first entry, where we want entry, we want top. That's it. Okay. So we have to create 3 entries. So we can copy and here. This is first entry, this is second entry, this is third entry. Now where we wanted to put it, the entries. So here we can put place. So for the x coordinate, so I want like this one, name and the entry here, email and the entry here, and password, the entry here like this. So the position of name is x20 and y30. So I want this entry after name only. So I will put x equal 40 because double the position, and y equal 30 only. See, if I put x equal 40 and y equal 30 only, because I want at same level but shifted towards right. So see, you can see here, this is my entry and this is hiding the name here. This is hiding the
Mhm.
name. So we have to
Yeah.
shift it again, right? So we have to shift again. So let's shift it. Let's increase the size to 80,
Mhm.
double the size. Now it is good. You can see we have this
Yeah.
name here and this position here. Same we can do with the help of email. Okay, so for the x coordinate, we want same for everyone. Okay, so I will not copy, let's place it. Okay. Let's say again we want 80 size and y equal 60. Okay, because here y equals 60, that is y, and 80 is for the x. Again, we will put place here x equal 80 again and y equal 90. 90 for the third point, third entry. So now you can see it is well structured.
Yeah.
See, everything is well structured. We have name here, we have this entries here. And here we can put our name, the mail address, and the password. Okay. Is it clear the positioning? Like how we are
Yeah.
putting the elements?
Yes. Yeah. Super clear. Super cool. So
Okay. Yeah. Once you practice, you will understand the mechanism behind each and every method.
so
Okay.
even on the window, teacher, we can create a button, a save button, no, save button,
Sorry.
save button,
Uh,
SAB, right? We can create a save after.
yeah, button. Yeah. We can.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can create a button and we will like a submit button. Okay. So here we have three mechanism of placing elements. First is pack. Pack will work on the basis of the
Mhm.
that box,
Will.
like left, right, center. Why it is x? Yeah. Left, right, center. Grid will work on the basis of the rows and columns, and place will work on the basis of x and y coordinates. Okay, these are the three mechanism of placing the elements. We can use any one mechanism from here. Okay. So, and without using the placing method mechanism like place, or we can use grid, or we can use pack. Without these, we cannot actually put the elements. Okay, we can create, but we cannot put. So for putting, we have to choose something. We have to choose any of the option from here. Okay, like either we can choose place, pack, or grid. Okay, now let's see another example. After pack, place, and grid, we have buttons. Okay, like we have many options in the button. We have background, we have foreground, we have other option, we have font, height, textual, image. We can put an image on the button, padding, we can provide a padding, and so on. So we have many examples. So let's see a button first. Okay, so first we will, this is for buttons. Okay, now let's say again we will create a window. You can put any name in place of top. Okay, you can put any name. I'm just putting a top here. And then top dot main loop. Now I want in the between. Okay, so now let's say first I will define a geometry. Now size should be, let's say 600 by 450. Okay, so let's see and run it. Okay, the size is okay of the window. Now, then we will create a button. Let's say B equal button. Now where we want to put a button on top. Top is my window name because we want button inside top window. And then here, what kind of test we want? Let's say test is submit. Okay, submit. And then we can simply pack it. See, if I just simply put pack, this will pack in a default location, which is right, sorry, the center. This is the default location pack. And here we have the submit button. Okay, now we can add some colors, some like elements, like some features inside button. This is a simple button. Okay, now let's say we have another example. So we will create a window again. Okay, and then we will again run a main loop like this. Now let's say I want a button. So we will define a geometry size. Let's say I am creating a function here. Okay, a function, def function here. And inside this function, I am putting a message box. A message box like this. And here dot show info. So this message box will show some info. And what kind of info? Let's say hello button clicked. So when someone click on the button, the message box will show the info. Okay, I think message box is deprecated. We can use message. Silence. Anyways, for now we can put, let's say message dot show info. Okay, now here we can create a button. This is my function. Okay, and when someone click on the button, this particular line will execute. So I will create a button for B1, and here we have this simple button. Inside button, I want this button on top of the window, which is top. Okay, like inside the top window. So now test button is, let's say, red. Okay, like test is red. Now here we have to provide a command. Okay, so command. Okay, let's say what will happen when someone click on the button. So that is command here. Let's say we will going to call the function. Which function? This function. So when someone click on the button, we will call this function. Okay, then we can provide a active foreground. Active. Let's say background first. So let's say we can put a background color as pink color. Any color we can choose. And for the active foreground color, we can choose, let's say, this is the uh, test color, let's say red. Okay, now he can provide a padding. What is padding? See, if I provide pad y equal 10, padding is, see, if I have this button here and I am writing something, let's say I'm writing here red. Okay, so we have one more button here, let's say, and I am providing red here, red. Okay, uh, this one, red here. Let's say this much button. So now you can see in this button, in the first button, we have some space here, some space here, some space here, some space here, and some space here. Okay, so we have some space inside button. So this space is known as padding. Okay, padding, this space. This much space is known as padding. So this is padding top, padding left, padding right, and padding bottom. Same as you can see here, we don't have any space. Okay, if we have this much button, we don't have any space. So there's no padding here. There's no padding. So padding is adding space inside the button. So let's see. Let's run this button first. So now we have to place this button. So we can place, we can pack it. Okay, so we one dot pack. So now I just wanted to pack it at left side. Yeah. So if I run this one, you will notice, see, this is my button. This one. This is my button. And see, if I click on this one, if I click on this button, you will notice a error. That is message has no activate info. See, if you notice here, when I click on this button, you will see some colors. See, here we have this red color for the as a foreground and pink color for the background. So if I leave this one, you will notice. See, so this active foreground color and background is when you click the button, when you actually click the button. And this background color is for providing background color to the button. And let's say we have this foreground color for let's say foreground color is, we can put yellow. So we have four colors. Okay, background, foreground, active background, and active foreground. If I run this one, you will notice colors here. See, this one is background color is black, foreground color is yellow. But when I click on the button, you will notice a different pair of colors. See, when I keep on clicking the button, you will notice a different color. Red is for the foreground and pink is for the background. See, and when I am clicking on this button, something is happening. So if I show you, see, there's some error in the background, some error in the background. So this error is because of our function message box. So if I put here message box, I think message box is replicated. If I click on the button, yeah, no message box. So I have to look for this one. Just a second. There's some error, so we can have a look. Message box info is not working. So we can see the solution here. Why this one is not working? Import
Show
enter.
show info teacher.
Yeah, we have to import it this part. This part.
Mm.
Okay. So let's try this one. Here. And here we have to put Tinder dot message box. Yeah, now it is working. Okay. So we can simply run it again. See, when I run this one, you will notice here, the output here. So when I click on this one, you will notice hello button clicked. See, in the heading, you can notice hello button clicked. A pop
Cool.
up here. If I click on OK again, you will notice again that hello button click. Okay, a heading here. So this is like how we can add a command or add a particular command to a button, like a function, like what will happen when we click on the button. So let's create a few buttons more. Let's say button number second. So this will again a button, and here we are providing top. Now let's see the test here is second button. Okay, now command is function one. Here we will create another function here, def function one. Okay, now let's say we can copy this line here. This will show us hello world. Let's say simple hello world. Okay, so what will happen when someone click on the button? This message will display hello world. And then we can provide again the background color, foreground color, and active background color and active foreground color and padding here like this. So let's say the background color for this button is red. Foreground color is, let's say, we can take green, let's say. Okay. Now active background color, let's say, should be black, let's say. Okay. And active foreground color should be, let's say, blue. And then padding. Now here you can see I'm providing padding X. Padding X, let's say 20 here. Okay. So now you will notice if I run this one, first I have to pack it. So I will copy this code. I will put it here. Now I just wanted to pack it at right hand side, right side. Okay, now if I run this one, you will notice another button. Where is our button? Okay, button 2.pack. Now see, this is my second button. You can see this is my second button, right side. The background color is red, foreground color is green. Okay, but once I click on this button, you will notice once I click on this button, you will notice the color has changed. Background color becomes black and foreground color becomes blue. And here we have this message, which is hello world.
Cool, okay.
Okay. And here. So if I run this one, see. background color becomes uh, black and foreground blue. And you can see we have this padding here. What is this padding X? You can see a space before this one, a space before the second, and the space after button, this one. This is known as padding X. See, if I increase the padding X, you will see some difference. See, if I increase the padding here, padding X, let's say 40. So you will notice the button width will increase. See, you can see. Now the padding, the space, this one, this is extra space, this one. Before
Mm-hmm.
the test and after test, this is known as padding X. Same
Mm-hmm.
as if I add padding Y, like this one, in this part only, which is pad in Y, let's say 40 again. So now you will notice space top and space bottom. You can see a lot of
Mm-hmm.
space here. So this is padding Y 40. This is padding Y 40. Okay. And this is padding X 30, 40, sorry. And this is padding X 40.
We can,
Okay. So this
teacher,
is,
can
yeah,
we increase the font number or the font size?
yeah, we can.
Mm-hmm.
So we can also increase the font size. I think
Mm-hmm.
for that, we have
There
the
we go. The
font of the button with, let's see, we can put a comma here and let's say font and size. Let's say 20 pixels. Okay, 20 pixels. Okay, so let's run this one. There's an error here. TC unknown option. Let's see this one. Okay, why we are having this error? Okay, let's provide the height and width. No, height and width is for the button only. Okay, this height and width for the button, it will increase or decrease the height and width of the button. I think for the font size, we can put like this one, like font.
Yeah, like
Okay,
that,
so
teacher.
let's try this one. Here
Mm-hmm.
we can put a comma and font. So font is this font here and size, let's say 10. Now let's run this one. Yeah, now you can see the font size is increased. Second button. So if I again increase the font size to 20, so you can see more bigger size, even not fitting in the window. Second button. Okay. And we can also provide the font name here. We have many names, so you can provide, let's say, Arial for the font name. Okay. So, so this is font styling and font size. Also, we can also provide colors. Let's say you can see we have limited number of colors, red, green, blue. So what we can do, we can provide a hex number here of the colors. So for example, you
Mm-hmm.
can search for color hex code. So let's click on this one. Let's say I just wanted to pick this color. Okay, this color. So I will copy the hex of this color. Okay. Now I just want this color in the background here of the second button. So now you will notice the color will be changed. See, a different color. Okay. So you can also pick a color from your color picker. Like here, you have many colors, and we can put the color there. Let's say I just want this in this color. So I will copy it. Oh no, I just copy the hex here. This one, and I will place it in place of any other hex. Let's say this one only. Okay, make sure the hex will always inside the quotations. And if I run this one, you will notice a different background color here.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Okay, this
nice.
one. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, very clear. Thank you.
Okay, so these are the options in the button. Main options are active background, foreground, uh, beachy color, foreground color, command, font size, and this font styling. And then we have this height, weight, height, width, and so on. Okay, then we have entry here. Okay, entry where we can write something. Again, we have many options, the same options which you will find in the button. So now let's create an entry. So for now, I just remove this part. This is example number 6. Now, so let's say this is for the entry. So let's say we can put again a window, a main loop. Okay, now here we can put our code. So here we can define a geometry size and then a label here, name equal. So let's put a label on top. The test I want for the label is name. Okay, and where I wanted to place it. So here I'm using a place method. Let's say I just want to place it in the same location, which is x equal the previous location, 20 and 30. Okay, so I can put a 20 here, y equal 30 here. Then next here we can put email and then password. Now I will put a submit button here, which is submit button, BTN. So this will create a button. Okay, we will create a button where we will provide some other options like first the test, what I wanted to display there, which is submit. Okay, then I want the background color. The active for background color is should be let's pick any color, pink, and active foreground color, let's say black. And then we can put the actual background color should be actual background color should be we can copy any hex value. This hex value, okay, here, and foreground color should be green. And we can provide a little bit of padding from both side x and y. So here we can put pad x equal, let's say 15 padding is fine, and padding from upper side, from upper and bottom, which is pad y equal 15. Okay, so we have these options. Now we can place it. We can put dot place, and where I wanted to place it, we can provide the x location and y location. X location should be 30 because I want in the middle, and y should be triple the size. 90 plus 30. Here we can put let's say 40 as x size and y equal 120. Okay, so this is I'm placing it. So let me show you first how the window is looking like. Button is looking so ugly. See,
Mhm.
we can change the button styling. I have to change the padding. Padding should be 7. Okay, y should also be 7. Yeah, now it is kind of okay. Let me change the color of the foreground to white. Okay, now it is okay. Now we can create entry. Now here we can create the entry here. This is for the first entry. I want on top. Okay. Dot back. So now let's say I want the X to be 40, 80, and Y. So here we have this X to be 80. Okay. And Y should be 60 here and 90 here. Okay, now our form is completed. You can see we have this name here and error here. Y error. Sorry, I have to
Because
put
the
anything
entry,
here.
yeah, need to iterate. Oh,
Okay, adoption manager. I think something is.
the place. Oh,
We want top on top. We want place. Pack. Sorry, I have to use place, not pack. Pack is left right. Okay, left
oh yeah,
right. Place is. Okay, now we can run it. So you can see we have a good looking form.
mm-hmm.
Okay, now we can put a name here, email here, password here, and then we can click on submit. Now submit button will display the name, email and password. Then we can create a button. Okay, that we'll see later for now. Like how to make a functioning form. Okay, so this is entry. Is it clear this much?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now, next we have, let's see what we have next. We have completed the entry, which is important. Next, I think we have label. Uh, I want a label. This is for the frame layer. Let's see. And this, yeah, this is for the label, this part. So label is, I think it is clear. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Label is like the label we are putting. This is label. Okay. For example, this is label. Label and where we wanted to put on top window and then test whatever we wanted to display. And then here we can put the position. Same as in the label, we can provide the colors. Okay. Same option for every element. Like we can provide font, the colors and everything. Okay. Now we have this particular frame layer. In this frame, the frame widget is used to organize the group of widgets. It acts like a container which can be used to hold the other widgets. Okay, so it is like a frame. For example, let's say we have a window here, the main window. Inside main window, we have another main window, another window. In the another window, we can have elements like this. So this another window, inside window is known as frame. Okay, this is known as frame. So let me show you this example. We can remove this one, the entry point. Here we can put frame. Okay. So again, we can put create a window here and then we can. Okay, now we can put our code here. So frame layer is like we are just adding a extra window within the window. So here we can use frame equal our frame. Okay, now here we can provide where we want the frame. We want the frame at top, inside top. Okay. And then we can pack it We just want the frame in the center. So that is why I'm not putting any position here. I want the frame in the center. Okay, so if I run this one, you will notice a frame here. Okay, for now you will not notice because we have to put some element. Also, we can put a title for the window. Here we can put a title. Let's say my title is frame here. Let's say a new frame. Okay, so you will see this new frame title here. See, here, a new frame, this title. Okay, so you can see a title on top of the window, a new frame. So you can change your title whenever you want.
Hmm.
So we have this frame. Now inside frame, we want the elements. So now we will start putting the elements inside frame. So let's say I want 4 frames. Okay. Inside one frame, I want 4 frames, or let's say 2 frames for now. So I will put a left frame equal. Here I will again call a frame here, and I want on top. And then here we can pack it left frame side equal left. Same as we can pack it, we can create another frame left
Right.
right frame, and here we can again call the frame or and top here, and then we can pack it. So we have 3 frames, one main frame, 2 left frame, and one right frame. Sorry, one left frame and one right frame. Now I want the button on top of the frame. Okay, let's say I want a button on top of each frame. First frame, second frame, and third frame. So now I will start creating a button. B1. Okay, now where I want a button, I want a button now on top of frame, not on top of window, top on top of a frame. Means the first frame here. So now I can put the text, let's say, to button 1, and I can put a styling here. And then we can tag it b1.tag. Okay, now you will see a frame here. See, this is button 1. You can think frame is like a invisible boundaries. Okay, so this is my first frame. This is my first frame. Inside my first frame, I have a button here, button 1. Now let me put a second frame. We can put a border as well that we will see. Let's say I'm putting a second button. So let me copy this one and I will create a third button. So 3 buttons. Okay, first button on frame, second button I want on left frame, and third button I want on the right frame. Okay, so this is button number second, and this is button number 3. Button number second and button number 3. So if I run, you will notice like this. Okay, so this is the top frame, which is the first frame, this one, and we have button on top of the first frame, the second frame, left frame, third frame, right frame. So these are like
Mhm.
individual boundaries. You will not see, but let me show you the border parameter. I think we have border something. Yeah, relief. You can see relief. It specifies the type of the border. The default value is flat. So we can define a border here in the frame layer, which is, let's say, I want a border on the first frame. So I will put a relief here. Let's say I want a border to be, we have some options. Let's see, flat, groove, raised, raised. Okay, so if I run this one, you will notice a border. Mm, you're not in the border. Why? Let's put it groove. Let's provide a, it will be what of the width. Let's provide these 2 parameters, the border width and border. Let's say border width should be 20, and let's provide a background color as well. let's say wait, to our frame layer. Yeah. Now you can see this is my frame. In this, you can see a border. Okay, this is my border. This entire is my border here. This one. Okay, and you can see 20 is the size. And then you can notice a button inside my frame layer. And then you can see a background color which is red in color. And the you can see the styling is group. If I change the styling to raised, so you will see a different pattern. See, a raised pattern. Okay, if I change it again to, let's say, any other option, let's see, rigid. So let's see this one. See, this is a rigid here. So this is a border. I think we can provide a height parameter to the frame so that we can define a height. Okay, so let's see. For the height, we can provide this height of the frame and width of the frame. So let's say the height should be let's start with the 50 and width start with the 50. Okay, so we have this border. Let's decrease the size of the border to 10. Now we are okay, and now you can see we have this frame layer. Height and border we have to increase. Let's say height 100 and width also 100. Okay, like we are creating a square. See, it is not increasing, I think, because of the button. We have a button inside the frame. That is why it is not increasing, because the frame is taking the size of the button. That is why. Let me remove the button for now. Okay, let me remove the button. Now let's see. Now you can see here. Okay, this is my frame here. This is my frame. The background
Mhm.
color of the frame is red. This is the border of the frame. The height is 100 and width is 100. A perfect square. Okay, but if we put any element inside the frame, that frame will take the size and width, or like height and width of that element. Okay, for example, if I put a button here, like this one, then you can see it is taking the size of the button. This frame is taking the size of the button. That is why we cannot see the background color red, because button is on top of the frame. Let's say I want to add another button. So I can put another button inside the frame. Let's say button number 4 here. And this is button number 4 inside frame here. Okay. And let's run this one. Okay, now you can see the second button. And this frame will keep on increase if you keep on putting the elements. This is a frame here. Okay, this is a frame. This is button number 4, button number 1. So no matter if I increase the size of the height or width, the frame will take the size of the buttons only, the elements inside the frame only. That is what
Mhm.
is happening here. But if I remove the buttons from here, the elements, then you will see the frame layer as it is. Okay. So this is my frame. Now I can increase the size to 200 height and 200 width. And I can run it. See, the frame has now increased.
Mhm.
And background color is red. Is it clear? The frame?
Yes, teacher.
See,
Teacher.
now what I want this left frame inside the main frame. So I will just increase the size to 400 of the main frame. And I want the left frame on top of, not top, on top of the frame, our first frame. Okay, now you will notice a frame inside this one. Uh, Again, there's some problem. We can remove this button too for now. Okay, now, and let me provide the same features as this one. So let me copy this part, and here I can put, yeah. So back border is, let's say, 5 this time. Okay, color is, background color should be, let's say, black. Okay, and this border should be blue, and height and width should be 200 by 200. Let's say. So now you will see this border on top of, sorry, this frame on top of this particular frame. And now I'm not providing a position here. I want in the center. Okay, so now you will notice this one. See, we have two
Mm,
frames here now. First frame is the outer frame, and second frame is the inner frame. Inner frame color is black here. Okay. So now if you see, if I increase the size of the outer frame, see, if I increase the size of the outer frame to 500 and 500, so you will see no difference here. No difference. See, why? Because this outer frame is taking the height and width of the inner frame. And the height of the inner height and width of the inner frame is 200, 200. So that is why this outer frame is taking the space, only the minimum space which is required by the inner frame. So that is why if you increase the size of the outer frame, this will not increase because the outer frame is taking the height and width of the inner frame. This one. Okay, that is why. So we have two frames, one frame, one frame inside another frame.
mhm.
Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
So this is frame. Now we can, okay, now these are the elements which are important for now. Okay,
Mhm.
now your task for today is to search for, you have to do some research. Okay,
Yes,
and
teacher.
you have to find, first is how to add image, okay, in the main window.
Mhm.
First, how you can add image, any image you can add. Second is, one second, second is how to add checkbox. Okay, checkbox in the main window. Okay, third, you have to search for how to add that is drop down in the main window. Okay, and fourth, you have to create a form which contains, okay, which contains name, email, password, submit button, okay, and a checkbox for the gender, okay, checkbox for the gender, okay, whether a person is male, female, and then at last, you have to put a drop down, okay, for the favorite language, the favorite language, like language like Python
Mm.
or C++ plus plus or Java or PHP, like this. Okay, so this is your task for today. You have to see, you have to learn how you can add image in the main window. It is very easy. Okay, it is just a one line of code that you have to research by yourself. That second, you have to see how you can add checkbox in the
Mhm.
main window. Checkbox like here, we have this checkbox. Let's say this is male here and this is female here. So a user can tick on one male, only one, either male or female. Okay, one option only. That is checkbox. And drop down, a user can select. Okay, here we have this drop down. A user can select. If a user click on this arrow, he can select the favorite language like Python, PHP, C++, or Java. So he or she, like the user can select only one option. And then you have to create a form while containing all the things we have practiced, like name, email, password, a submit button, a checkbox. Also, one more thing, uh, which contains a
Yes.
background color of the window. Okay, of the window, the main window. Okay, you can select any color, like you have to customize the entire uh, this particular window here. Okay,
Yes, teacher.
this is your task. I think this is for the next week, right?
Teacher, yes.
Is it clear? This particular homework,
Yes,
kind
teacher,
of.
very clear. And then I need to research that and then prepare for next week.
Yeah, and you have to create a form and make sure the form should look good, like the
Mhm.
colors and everything. You can pick of your choice, the font and everything. You can pick up your choice. Okay, make sure
Yes,
it
teacher.
look attractive. Okay.
Yes.
Now, next we can create a calculator so that I can show you how you can
Uh,
create something. Okay, so let me Here we will going to create a simple calculator.
Mm-hmm.
So first we will start, you can import the Kindle. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
at top here, from Kindle import everything. And we have to import one more function. So we have to import from function tools, we have to import partial. Okay, we will see what's the need of this one. Okay, now we will create a function first, def. And this function is known as call underscore result. Okay, like what will happen when user click on any button. So first we have this label underscore result, comma n1, comma n2. Okay, n1 number one, n2 number two, and label result is if a person click on the add button or subtract button. Okay, now we will create a number one equal. Here we will create number one dot get. Okay, we are getting. Okay, I will show you what is the purpose of this get later on. Number second, we have this number two dot get. We have number one and number two, and then we have the result. Result equal. We will convert the numbers, and then we will add number one plus we will convert int number second. So we have number one and here number second. We are adding. And then here we can use label result dot config. The test should be in the result and we want the result to be displayed. And this sign is for the integer. Then here we are written the value. Written. Okay. Now let's create a window. Here I'm putting a window name as root equal tk. Tk. Window name. Okay. Then here we can put root dot geometry. So we can provide a size, let's say 400 by 200, a size. Then here we can put a title, a simple, a calculator, just a calculator. Okay, we have this title. Now we can start taking the number. So first we have this number one. Number one equal. Here we will create a, let's see, we will create a string variable. Okay, here we will use string. Where? Same as we will create number second equal tk dot again this string. Okay, so we have this number one and number second. Now, then we can create a labels. So let's create label number one. Label number one. So this will create a label. Let's say the label is, we want label on the window root, and then label should contain test equal A. And where we wanted to put the label, so we can provide a position. Let's say row equal 1 and column equal 0. Same as we can copy the label 1 and we can put here. Label second. Label test contain B. And here we can put row number 2 and column number 0. So we have this part. Then we can create label result equal. So this will take label, just a label and on top of root. So we have three labels. Then we have a label result where we can put location of this particular label. So you can see either we can put location with the variable only or we can put location in different view also, like after the label result. So this is where we are creating a label and then placing the label. Okay, here we are creating a label and placing it all together. The same we can do like this one. We can create a label in one line and we can put a label in another line. So we can do this also. So for this, let's say I just want, let's say column should be 0. Okay, so we can run it, but for now, let's create an entry number. Okay, so this is entry number 1 for the number 1, where we can put a entry here, and that entry will go inside root. Okay, and that entry will contain a test variable where we will put number 1. Okay, and here we can provide a location again. For the location, we can provide row number 1 and column number 2nd for the entry number 1. So row number 1 and column number 2nd. And then for the entry number 2nd, okay, we can provide row number 2 and column number 2 for this one. Okay, and then here we can create a variable for the call underscore result. Call underscore result is my function. What will happen when someone click on the button? So here I'm calling a partial method. Partial method where we are providing 3 values: call result, comma, label result, and comma number 1, comma number 2nd. Okay, these number. So with this call result, and then we can call the button, which is button call, which will again create a button here. Okay, and what will happen when someone click on the button? So I want this button inside the root window. Test here is to calculate. Okay, when someone click on the calculate button, the command here is when someone click on the command, we are calling the call result function. Call result function. And then at last we can provide a location. We can provide a color as well. Okay. But here I'm providing a location. Let's say row should be 3 and column, let's say we can provide equal 0. Okay, we have 2 labels and button, and then we can run a main loop. Okay, that's it. Now let's try to run it. Maybe it will throw some error. Bad geometry specified. Why? I think geometry size, we have to change it. 400 by 200. No, it was English. Import, we are importing everything. Let's see. Let's import kinder first was TK. And then let's change some settler. TK.TK. And here also we can put TK.TK. Yeah, now display. So here we are calling, we are just like importing the all features of the kinder, but this will not work in this way. So that is why we have to import. We have to fully import the kinder like this one. Import kinder as TK. TK is a alias here, means a short form of kinder. So whenever I wanted to use kinder, I will use TK, the small TK. So now here I am creating a window TK.TK. So inside TK, we have this TK function that I'm calling. And then again here I have to use label. So here I have to use TK.label, same as TK.label, same as here TK.label. So we have to use TK everywhere. And then here we have to use TK.entry. And at last TK.button. Okay, let me check. I think everything is okay. Now let's try to run it. Yeah, now see, it is working. So here we have to provide a value to calculate. Let's say value is 5 and another value is 10, and we can click on calculate. And which is not calculating. This button is not functioning. We have to check why. We have this function, and this function takes 3 parameter label result and one, number 2. And we are just fetching number from with the help of this get parameter. Like when someone enter the button 5, so we are fetching the button from the entry and we are putting this here, number 1. Same as number 2, and then we are adding the result. And I think we have to return the result as well, label result. Yeah, now we can run it. Let's see if this will work or not. Number 5, number 10, and then calculate. What is it? Either we have to print it somewhere else. Return label result. Okay. This should be printed in the label return. Let's see. Where is our label? Okay. See, this one is hiding. We have to provide a more row. Let's say row number 7. Okay, I think the result is hiding behind any particular column. So let's say column number 5. Now we can run it. Okay, again we can put number 5 and number, let's say 5. Calculate. Okay, now you can see result 10 here. Result 10. So what was happening here is this particular thing is hiding behind the label 1 or 2. Now let's understand the code here. First, we have created a window. Okay, here I'm importing Kinder only. Previously, we were importing Kinder. From Kinder, import everything. But now, here we are just importing Kinder as it is. Okay, as TK. So whenever I want to use Kinder, I will use TK. TK is an alias. Then here I'm calling partial. This is for adding, okay, like for applying the function in the button. Then we have this called result as a button here. This will take 3 parameter label result and 1 and n2. So we are just, see, when I run this function here, we have this number 5 and this number 10. So what is this number? So we are fetching the number. Okay, we wanted to fetch number 5 and number 10 from the entry that we are fetching with the help of get here. Get. Okay. So that is why I'm using get here for fetching numbers. And then we are adding numbers here. And then we have this label result. Okay. Dot config. This will print the result. Result equal and the result. So this will print the result. Okay. And then here we have this main window, geometry size, title, number 1 as string, where we are taking number 1 as a string. Then we are converting this string into numbers. Okay. Then we have this label 1 for the A. Okay, this is, I can put here, let's say first number. And here I can put second number. Okay, and then here we have this label result, where we will display the result. And let me put this here. Okay, so this will number 1, number 2. And if we have the result, this will, the position of the result is this one. Then we have this entry 1 and entry 2 here. I think, okay, just entry 1 and entry second. Here with this root here, this is test variable. Now, what is this test variable? See, this number 1 is appearing here, which means whatever we put input in the entry, that will go inside number 1 here. Okay, which is, we are just taking input from the user as a test, as a string. Okay, again, test variable number 2, which is this one. And then we have this, we are providing the position where we can put it with the help of grid. And then we are calling the result, which is partial. And we are now, which will take 3 parameter, call result, label result, number 1, number 2. These are number 1 and number 2, because it is taking number 1 and number 2. And the label result for printing the label. And partial is for combining the results. Okay, like just
Mhm.
here, see, we are calling the result. Called result is my function here. So now I'm calling my function like I'm creating a kind of a class. Okay, partial is a class which will take these parameter. Okay, it is, you can think it is an inheritance class which inherits from the called result. And with the help of this partial, we are just putting everything together. And then we have a button at last, which will inside the root, it will contain a test calculator, command call result, which will we are calling this call result, this particular function. So what will
Mhm.
happen when someone click on the button? So we are calling the button and then grid here, which is row and column, and then we are running the main. So if I run this one, so again I can apply the number. Let's say number is 123 and number is 12 and calculate. So total is, again there's some error.
Mm.
Let me run again. Mhm. First number one, two. We have this error here, config. Why? I have not changed anything. Hmm.
Mhm. That's a conflict one. Uh-huh.
This is because I just changed the name here of the test and also the
Mm.
label here. That is what. Yeah. So is it clear, this program?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so this is how you have to create it. The
Yeah.
the same you have to create the form here like this.
Yes,
Okay.
teacher.
It is your choice if you want to put some functioning to your button. When someone click on the button, you want to display any message or not. This is your choice. If you are
Yes,
not
teacher.
applying any function to a button, that is also okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so in the next session, we will discuss the turtle, which is one more library for the animation that we will discuss later because that is a very small library. And then we will do a project for the kinter. Okay,
Yes, teacher.
so we will create a, let's say, we will continue our library management system, the one we have
Okay.
created yesterday. We can bring that particular system on the GUI platform, okay,
Yes,
for the
teacher.
user. That we
Mm-hmm.
will see. I will plan a project. Any
Mm-hmm.
questions?
No, teacher. Okay. Kindly send again, teacher, the this video and then the notes earlier as earlier, teacher, so that I can early practice this GUI.
Okay, okay. I will share it.
Yes, teacher. Thank you very much again. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.